Good evening, viewers, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, animals of all ages. I'll tell you what, it is another season upon us. This is round 2 of the ASA LMU series, hosted by yours truly, Zachary Justin O'Reilly, here tonight. And it's great to have you all with me for round 2. And we are at the infamous Imola circuit. And, not Imola, geez, Monza. How am I going tonight? And it's going to be on like absolute Donkey Kong. Having a look at the stream at the moment. We're going to have some little issues here from there on out. See if I can fix that up. Excuse me. As I am talking. Don't think we can here at the moment. Just see if I can change it before we get going. Give me 1 second. Doesn't look like it's doing what it should do. But anyway, it looks good on our end. If we can get a check from Ron Marshall in the chat, that'd be great. But Festival of Speed here. This is the quickest circuit in the land. Average speeds in Formula 1 is over 250 kilometres an hour. And these boyos here are not going to be anything shy about that, especially the guys in the hypercars tonight. And it's an exciting series because we have got a lot of different people thinking that they can be in for a hot chance here, a la De Silva and Benefield. So we've got to see what these boyos can do, because last round was an absolute belter to the finish. And when we see that kind of racing, I get genuinely excited. It's only me in the commentary box tonight. No Lindsay Muddle, unfortunately. So it's just me. And looks like Chris Munro wants to be here, but he's not. Let's have a look and see if I can get the right one up. I can't. Doesn't matter. There it is. Solo comms. There we go. And you will be joined and hosted by myself for the whole evening. This is a great event. 2 rounds in as we speak. And it could be anyone's game. Is it going to be Mr. Ash Johnston's night here in the Aston Martin? What else can we see on that grand scheme of things? I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. And we're going to have to get on board and on fire here, because I'll tell you what, these boyos here know exactly what they're doing at the best of times. Or is it going to be this man, Mohamed Colombo? It's going to be his night to shine. He had a mare last round, came off spinning, ended up being 4th in the end, but we just don't know where that will sit. Let's see how we go in the grand scheme of things for tonight. I'm excited to be here with you, as always. And we shall have some belter of a race here. I reckon there's going to be suckage everywhere. There's going to be people looking left, right, upside down in the mirrors. And it's going to be interesting to see what we will be able to check out by the time it all comes to fruition here for everyone in sundry. But I hope you're enjoying all the Sensational TV's coverage. We did a shoey last weekend on Wednesday Cup because we hit the 1,000 subscribers. That journey has been achieved, but we are now wanting to get to 10,000. But just 1,000 at a time, Champo, as some people say. So it's going to be interesting nonetheless. But this man here, he's got a test on his hands for tonight. And with only 3 minutes and 26 seconds left in this one, I think it's time before we get into qualifying here that we go racing. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, from the infamous Autodromo Nazionale Monza. And round 2 of this series is at this fantastic circuit. You can see the old one there and the new one. I wish the old one was still in sundry. That would be fantastic to watch them go around. But nonetheless, it's here. 5.79 kilometres, 11 turns. And I'll tell you what, top speeds here reaching at least 330 kilometres an hour in a hypercar. So it's going to be exciting. 15-minute qualifying, always private. So the boys have got no excuses there. And then we've got a race length of 60 minutes with 2 classes out on the field, the hypercars and the LMGT3s. These are your entrants for the season. Couldn't get any points because they didn't tell me what the points were. Surprise, surprise. But nonetheless, that's okay. We've got all these manufacturers, 13 of them in fact. And I'll tell you what, look at that hypercar class. Some quick customers in there as well. And LMGT3s right on song there too. So this is going to be exciting, ladies and gentlemen. We've only got about a minute or so left here in the practice session before it all kicks off. 2 minutes, in fact, before it comes to fruition for these guys to get qualifying And a couple of them still circulating around at the moment. We'll see what Matthew Spinazzi's doing out there. He's looking very, very nice indeed. And that is a very attractive looking Toyota, if I say so myself. And the times are definitely heading to Silver's way overall in practice so far. You can see them at the moment. Boy, oh boy, he is 8/10 about there, all the way in front of someone else. And it's cracking to have these boyos ready to rock and roll for the evening. And he's getting some traffic in the way there. So that's what they've got to navigate tonight. In fact, in LMGT3, though, Mr. Dreyer is 100% on song tonight. Then we've got Donnelly only 600s behind him. In fact, now there goes Rays. Comes to the party late in the Corvette, does he? And has just sung off into the high heavens. And that is a good-looking rig in itself as well. Leo Dreyer in the pits. And these boyos are about to start their briefing session. So it's going to be interesting to see what boys have got live in their heads and what Sam Austin, the race director, does have to say and tells them to pipe down and all that sort of jazz. Who goddamn knows? But yeah, it's good to have Ron in the chat. It's good to have all of our viewers here with us tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Please, for the love of goodness, just give us a chat in there and I'll interact with you through tonight's proceedings. And I will just type to Ron Marshall as we speak and we'll see what that man... I've just stuffed up the typing there. We'll see what happens. But nonetheless, these boyos are in for briefing. 20 seconds to go here before their qualifying kicks off. So I think it's time just to have a little break. Go get yourself filled up, so to speak, in the beverage department, in the condiments department, and everything else. And we should be ready to go qualifying in just a few moments. I'll be back with you here in just a hot second. Well, that there, ladies and gentlemen, is practice. All done, sold, won and run, and qualifying is now on. So these boyos are ready to rock and roll in the fair dinkum department. You can see Nick De Silva did take out that practice session, and so did Russell Rays in the LMGT3 class. So that's going to be exciting to watch. And nonetheless, by the time we get going here, I'll tell you, these boyos will be ready to absolutely send it to the high heavens here at the Festival of Speed Monza itself. We'll have a look at Nick De Silva. That is the man who qualified very well last week. He's hitting 313 kilometres an hour before he hits the hard braking zone here. So that's going to be really, really cracking to see for him. I'm excited to call this event for you tonight. It's good to have the Malaysian Marvel back in the chat as well. Good to see you, my old son. And tonight's racing is going to be epic. Nonetheless here, lots of slipstream action, lots of LMGT3s getting in the way in these fast corners of Monza. It's going to be very, very exciting indeed. And Nick De Silva is just warming up his tyres and going for a quick lap in probably 1 or 2 laps time. So it's going to be very, very sure of him to get himself on the ball. A pre-warning, got a bit of frog in the throat today. Don't know why. Must have been all the dust I was breathing in at work through the mask. Should have been keeping me ready to go. But nonetheless, if I have to stop and pause for a moment, please forgive me in the fair dinkum department tonight. And I will be back with you momentarily once that happens. And in fact, it's going to happen right now. There we go. Unbelievable. Well, you can look at these GT3 cars going for it at the moment. This is Russell Ray's. We're going to ride on board here with him for a qualifying lap of Monza. And I'll tell you what, this is one to strap in for, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get very, very spicy indeed here. And these guys know how to race around here. And so does this man, Russell Ray's. He was very, very quick last time around. Couldn't get past a couple of drivers at the same time at the first event in Imola. So it's going to be good to see where he can come out in grand scheme of things. But 6th gear now as we go straight through. There is no chicane here at Monza tonight. Straight through for this class. So it is full, absolutely old Imola style, but turning the wrong way. We're turning to the right here. You can see the speed there, 275 kilometres an hour. Heavy braking zone down into 2nd gear they go. You can see the car wiggling under braking zone there. Then try to get on the power. That traction control working overtime. 3rd gear now. Up approaching nearly 190 kilometres an hour before the braking zone. Into 3rd they go. Sweep it in and duck that car in as close to that inside curve as you can. Let the car drift wide onto the AstroTurf curbing there. Darted in again for another quick spin and oversteer on exit there. And the Corvette is looking like that Russell Ray's Corvette. Very much a towy customer in the rear vision department. And he's driving the real well here. He's going to approach around 250, 60 k's an hour before the braking zone here at the 120 metre board. They get in, smash it down the gears into 3rd. They go, darted in there, full commitment through this section. Little lift of the throttle into 4th, oversteer mid-corner, and then just glide it out on the other side here at Monza. Cracking stuff, and he's purple all the way around here at the moment for his class still. So he's on for a flyer. Nathan Atkins has done the quickest lap at the moment in the hypercar class, but nonetheless, that'll come down surely. 3rd gear now, heavy braking zone. Final corner to nail. If you don't nail that apex, you will be absolutely sucked down the front straightaway here. And the narrow line is the way the LMGT3 cars go because it is the shortest route to that start-finish line before the timing tower goes, and he's gone bang to the top with a 1:37.785 for his opening lap. And that is an absolute rip snorter there. Nathan Atkins is still the quickest man at the moment here out on the track. We'll get rid of the onboard HUD there and go back to the normal proceedings for him. And you can see very, very squirrely indeed. And Dick De Silva's only half a tenth off Atkins. This is going to be close. In fact, now Benefield's has gone bang. He's gone half a tenth quicker than what Atkins did. So now it's a 3-way tussle. Only a tenth between them here in qualifying with 5 minutes 55 left. In this one at the top of the hypercar class, it is very, very close indeed. Talbot's having a good crack too. So look at it. Give an eye out for this guy. He's set 2 personal bests here as well, but only by half a tenth up on his own personal best. This could take him into 2nd place if he can keep it nailed and nail a final turn here at Imola. At Monza. Jeez, I'm getting those names mixed up tonight. And see what he can do because these guys are absolutely on like Donkey Kong. What is he going to do as he crosses the line in about 4 seconds' time? We'll find out as the timing tower tells us exactly what happens. Absolutely nothing. A dead heat between De Silva and Talbot. 25.983. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Number 5 and 4 in the wrong order and one ahead of each other. That is going to be close there. And Daniel Benefield's actually just done a purple sector 2. So he's way up. He's actually found 2 tenths here now overall on this lap alone. So those tyres are really starting to warm up to the party here for these hypercars at the moment. Geez Louise, that's a good-looking Porsche. I'll tell you what, green and white. My co-commentator, Chris Munro's favourite colour is green on a race car. He'll be having a look at this and thinking, boy, oh boy, that looks good there as well. We'll see what he can do as he crosses the line now for a provisional pole. Is it going to be here for Daniel Benefield? It is. A 1:25.613, 3 tenths better than Atkins and De Silva there alone. They're split by the skin of their teeth at the moment. I'll tell you what, that is a cracker of a lap, and this is going to be one of the quickest laps that we've seen here around Monza for a long time. Don't you worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Where are we looking here? We'll have a look back at the LMGT3 guys. James Atkinson is 3rd overall in his class in the Mustang, and he's 2 tenths up at the moment on his own personal best through the first sector. He's 8 tenths down overall, but he's just lost it on the edge there. The gravel, he's pulled it up, so he's aborted that one. Chris Donnelly doing very nicely here. Still 6 tenths off Mr. Ray's in Russell. What are they going to do between that? And De Silva's gone bang to the top again, 25.5. Benefield's gone only 0.02 of a second slower than him as well. So these hypercar guys are not messing around tonight. You can see that timing tower just tumble as we speak. We'll go back to the full one here just to see what they're all doing, just for your information at home. and it's a little bit of a spread there, but only a second between first to at least 8th there in the hypercar guys, and between the rest of these guys in the LMGT3 class, it is only about 5 or 6 tenths I can put up here between them and all the way down to 10th. So you can see that it's very, very close indeed. Very, very nice driving here. Donnelly's not on a hot lap at the moment. This man, Harry Lawrence, however, has put in the first purple sector of the night in Sector 1 as well. So Sector 2 is about to come his way. This is the man who we've seen go way, way up the grid in this strategical department. He is the race master. He's got a bit of a reputation for that, just doing very, very magical things with his virtual energy. But at the moment, he's not going to be swinging for the high heavens, getting any further up the grid than where he is at the moment. He is 4 tenths down in his personal best. And De Silva still there on top. That was a good lap by Shawnee Jacobs. Just crossed the line doing a 1:26.124. Only half a tenth behind Harry Lawrence now. So Harry's got to get a wriggle on here. What can he do for this qualifying session? He's got 2 minutes 28 left on the clock to show us what he's made of, which at this rate would be 2 more laps. He did make up time in the last sector. There was a personal best. Just that middle one was a bit of a mess. So we'll find out what he can do in the grand scheme of things. Leo Dreyer is on his outlap at the moment, 4 seconds down on his first personal best sector, and he'll come around for another last lap dash here at the start-finish straight for his attempt at qualifying to see if he can knock off Donnelly and Russell Rays. That will be very interesting. One game we haven't seen tonight, but we have now, is Ricky Packham. Quick customer at the General Times is Ricky, and he's also starting his final lap. He's only 1600ths off James Atkinson's time there, so they are so close, let alone that. Between Chris Donnelly and Ricky Packham, there is only 2 tenths, and then there's only another 2700ths between them, Ricky Packham and Jake Baldwin as well. So it is so close in this LMGT3 class. Benefield's even gone to the top here as well. He is 1:25.525 is the time to beat overall, with 1 minute 20 left in this one. And it's very, very close, you can see, between those top 3. And in fact, all the top 4 is dominated by Porsche. Harry Lawrence, the lone BMW, then Shawnee Jacobs in the other Porsche there too. So this is a circuit here for the Porsches in the hypercar class by the overall pace. Wow. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely sensational as we see here. Now, Ricky Packham's going to start his flying lap, his last attempt at this one. I'm trying to watch the timing towers all light up here. We've got a couple that have all sent it into the pits because they've had enough. That would be Atkins, Talbot, and Lawrence there. Even Russell Rays and Donnelly have also put it in the pits, so they've finished for their qualifying session. Who's got some answers here? Is it this man, Benefield? He is up overall once again. He's going to try and pip his own pole time here if he can stick it all together. He's up by 2400ths here on the round in final corner. He goes full squirreling in the arse end. Was that Porsche? What is he going to do? Nothing, because he's into the pits. He knows he's got the pace over the rest of them by a good 10th now. So that is cracking stuff. Who else is setting green sectors here? This would be one of them. Shawnee Jacobs is 2 and a bit tenths up over on his personal best. This could jump Harry Lawrence here. He's only 700ths off Harry Lawrence. So this could be the time for Mr. Jacobs to shine here. He's got to get at least 4 tenths up to get himself over Jeremy Talbot. But at this rate, if he can nail it here for the final sector, if he doesn't pull it into the pits, he could propel himself into 5th place. As we watch Shawn Jacobs cross the line now, and he does go into 5th place. There we go. Takes Harry Lawrence's position by 2 tenths and only 800ths of a second between himself and Jeremy Talbot there for the last dash attempt. Look at that. The top 5 all dominated by Porsches in the hypercar class. Has anyone got any answers for the rest of the field here? What's Mohamed Colombo got? He's having a mare tonight. He's not going to be anywhere further up the grid at this stage with that time there at this point at the moment. In fact, he might actually jump Harry Lawrence here too. So last lap dash here from Mohamed Colombo. Quick customer. No, he stops it. Oh, into the wall he goes. And he sent that too hard into the final sector. Oh, he did that last round at Imola. We saw it live on stream. The poor old bloke just can't get that Ferrari hooked up at the moment. Losing touch as he is. Latanzio's put it in 9th place overall. But that looks like to be qualifying done, one and run. Yes, and actually, in fact, here, this could be James Atkinson maybe propelling himself further up the grid. It says down by 4 seconds, but then he's up by 5.1. So he's found 7 tenths overall on his personal best here. This could be interesting. Has James Atkinson got anything to answer for here on his final lap, or is he just catfishing me in the timing tower department? Doesn't look like it because he's going for it here at the moment. What's he going to do as he crosses the line? Can this be? Hey, no, it's not. He's put it into the pits. Thank you, James. Appreciate that, mate. Really do. But that is qualifying there. Done, one run and sung. Daniel Benefield takes pole position by an absolute bee's whisker over De Silva and Nathan Atkins, respectively, there. Then you've got a little bit of a spread. Only 2 tenths away is Talbot from P1. Shawnee Jacobs not far behind him. Harry Lawrence only 2 tenths behind them, but Muhammad Colombo having that mare at the last corner we just saw has to settle for 7th. Matthew Spinazzi, Latanzio, Curry, and Nicholas Guerrero all in your top 11 with Rifki Fiat finishing those hypercar standings there. Then for the LMGT3s, Russell Ray's familiar plays for him on top, 139.785. They easily did it there by a good half a second over Ash Johnston in the Aston Martin. So I told you that Aston Martin would be somewhere up tonight. Christopher Donnelly in 3rd place, not by much off the second place of Ash Johnston. Brooks, Dreyer, Atkinson, Ricky Packham, Jay Baldwin, Graham Hill, Adam Hardy, and round out the top 10 with Nick Hill, Ben Collins, Nigel Lowen, Lachlan Andrews, Martin Glastonbury, and Phil Rando, all sitting there ready to go. So we've got 2 minutes here, just under, before the race starts. These guys are getting all set and ready to rock and roll. We'll see what these guys can do realistically over in the racing department, because these times will tumble, and they will tumble at a rate of knots here. There's going to be trials and tribulations that it's not going to be at turn 1, because that is not the place to go tonight. It is no chicane. It's straight on through there. Fast sweeping right-hander. Turn 1 is under the bridge, and that is your first chicane of the evening. Whew, that's going to be exciting. They're all going to be hitting 330 kilometres an hour before the braking zone into that chicane that is notorious for massive, massive incidents in the past in real life, and nearly every single iRacing public lobby you ever see there. So we'll see if these LMU boys can do what they do best and keep it clean at the best of times. And that is all going to be a question to be answered once it happens. So let's stick with us and stick around tonight. As I said before, it's yours truly, Zach O'Reilly, here in the commentary box tonight, calling all of the action. And I'm glad to have you all with me tonight, just calling this beautiful 60-minute race coming our way. No chance of rain here. Absolutely zero chance. And the track is only going to heat up as we get racing and ready to rock and roll. These guys now are starting to feel a little bit of stress. It never goes away. Doesn't matter how many sim races you've done. It never, ever goes away. I can guarantee you. You always have half a little bit of a proverbial sticking out the bum, just making sure it sticks itself in there. Benefield hasn't even got onto the grid yet with 10 seconds to go. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me we've got Nathan Atkins and Benefield not joining this one. Benefield just gets there at the last moment. Whew, nearly had my heart racing there. But what can these guys do? The rolling start is about to commence. This is where you get nervous. This is where you get excited. Final turn here for Benefield. It's going to be under the instructions from race control. Let's see what the tension builds. The tension is building here. We are getting ready to rock and roll tonight. 5 Porsches in the top 5, dominated for this qualifying session. What is it going to bring in the overall race department? They're all going to have the same virtual energy ratings unless they've got some strategical genius in behind them of Harry Lawrence, who could pip them all here for this one. This is going to be exciting, ladies and gentlemen. We are waiting for the green flag to go. We are ready to rock and roll. Round 2 of ASA's LMU Monday Night Sprints. Here's a go. And there's a check up there from one of the Porsches. Oh, that was De Silva, I think that was. No, it was Atkins. Nearly getting to the back. Harry Lawrence has lost a lot of places there, unfortunately, for that one. So he's been checked up big time as they all make their way down the big, long straight. We all expect to break here, but we're going straight on. And it is 3 wide here coming into turn 1. Even 5 wide at the back there as well. You can see them all jostling for position here. Harry Lawrence incredibly has got there 2 wide, 3 wide now. Now what's this lead pack going to do here? See them come into T1. Heavy braking zone. Benefield's got the jump at the moment. De Silva's got there, nearly sliding their way through. No contact there. In fact, that's a Peugeot going wide there at the back. But T1 has been navigated safely. What have these boys done in the LMGT3? Well, that looks a bit different there at the back. You can see them all trying to jostle for position here as they get through. That is James Atkinson going for the long way around here. On the outside, Proton Racing, very nice looking car, black and rose gold there. They've all managed to get their way through pretty damn well here, to be honest. Nothing to see here at the back as well. These guys racing very, very much for sheep stations here. In fact, let's have a look just up here. This is getting spicy. These boys are having a go. 3 McLarens abreast here in the LMGT3 cars. And they're going for it. Coming into the very, very fast left to right-hander onto the back straight. And it is Russell Ray's leading by a good 1.9 seconds over these guys. Oh, it's in an accident there. Oh, no. Who was that? Who's going down to the Raider knots? That is disaster there for one of the Mustangs. I think that was. He has not made it through that turn safely. Was that Glastonbury? No, it wasn't. Was it Lachlan Andrews? It could have been Andrews. Or was it... it was Atkinson. James Atkinson. Look at that car. Got more hits than Elvis Queen and Elton John put together. No rear wing. Absolutely no front splitter. That is a very, very poor start to the race for him. Unfortunately, could have been some contact there, but look at this at the front of the hypercar cars. They are going absolutely nuts here. We've got 3 abreast, Atkins, Jacobs, all involved in this one, and you can see them going 3 wide. Peugeot's having a good crack on the brakes. Oh, that could have been contact there, but nothing to see. The no-wing Peugeot goes through, and there goes, that is Harry Lawrence, straight through, just takes off in that BMW and says, thank you, boys, keep fighting like that, and I will take that position off you. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Has he got the pace though overall? Oh, geez, that's exciting. I wonder if that's flashes of lightning maybe in the background there that we're seeing on the track. I don't know, but that could spice things up. I'll tell you what, it said 0 chance of rain, but let's see what comes to fruition for these guys as the headlights are starting to come into effect on the racetrack as well. So it is getting darker out there. And Harry Lawrence now leading this pack from 5th all the way down to about 8th. Benefield is out in front, but not by much because he has got no slipstream whatsoever. This is sort of like a DRS train, but not as effective. And these guys are absolutely racing for sheep stations. De Silva right on his tail. Then you've got Colombo, who is absolutely singing at the moment in 3rd place. He'll be loving life in that Ferrari. He's just got to keep it on the road for now as they cross the line, split by a good 0.3 of a second each as we cross this start-finish line. 330 kilometres an hour nearly. 312 at the moment. 317, 320-ish if you're in a Porsche, right behind the slipstream there of Nick De Silva in Daniel Benefield, in fact. So that is exciting to see there as well. Literally another slipstream go here between Atkins and Harry Lawrence. I think Atkins has got the pace over the BMW and the Porsche, absolutely. But Lawrence is up the inside now. Can he get the job done? Oh, no, full crossed up and locked up there. Did Harry Lawrence. He's going to get back on, and you can even see there that Harry was just waiting to check up, and now he's going to get done 3 cars in the one go. He just saw a little bit of a shake there from Atkins and Talbot having a good battle, and he's got pipped by 3 of them, so he's gone all the way from 5th down to 8th, unfortunately for him. Oh, that's disaster, but nonetheless, racing on, it's a long way to go. 56 minutes, and there's been action up and down the field already. You can see them all having a good crack here. We've even got a little bit of a battle between the McLaren boys here. We've got the Leo Dreyer and Chris Donnelly in front of him. Only 3 or 4 tenths split these guys at the moment. And you're going to have to see what's happened. We've had a few DNFs. Rifki Afiat's already DNF'd. Atkinson and Lammerman have DNF'd as well, with Glastonbury still in the pits repairing that damage from earlier. Oh, geez, you couldn't write about that stuff. That you just don't even make it up. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens in racing. Latanzio, however, has had a mare because here goes Matthews. No, Spinazzi had a mare because Latanzio's gone straight through on him. So that is the Peugeot having a good race here. Now it's a side draft drag race here. In fact, nearly just not leaving enough space there for Spinazzi was Latanzio. Spinazzi's going to go around the outside the long way around, but on the advantageous side of the circuit. If he can get his nose in front into T1, he's going to have the switch back and overlap to go defensive into T2. He's all over the shot at the moment. You can see that black and chrome livery Toyota singing to the high heavens rev-wise, but Latanzio versus Spinazzi has come to fruition because one of them's had to go off, and that would be Spinazzi. Latanzio gets back through. Spinazzi cannot take advantage of any racing position while off the circuit, so a redress there and another go around for these boys. Really, really nice racing indeed for them. Let's see what's going on in the LMGT3 class at the moment. It's just about 2 tenths here between Dreyer and Donnelly. And you can have a look here, actually. Let's have a look on board from Dreyer's view and see what he's looking at. Another back of the arse of a McLaren. And he's right up there in the suck. Could that be a move? No, he's let out of the brakes and just thought about it one more time there. So these guys will have a good little tussle here if they can keep it all pristine and on the road together without taking each other out. it's going to be a really, really good one. So that's another one to have a look out for. Fifth versus fourth. Donnelly versus Dreyer. Oh, no, what's happened to Sean Jacobs? He's faced the wrong way. Oh, disaster for the big man. Absolute disaster at the final turn to the worst place that could ever possibly be. The Porsches are going backwards here at the moment. We had 5 of them in the top 5. All 5 of them, in fact, are in the top 5. And now we've got a lonely one right down the back there. 11th overall, last in his class is Shawnee Jacobs. So he'll have to make his way back through the field. He's got a hell of a gap, 6.8 seconds between himself and the next guy on the circuit. However, De Silva and Benefield have not let go one iota for the whole race. Not one iota. Yeah, Ron Marshall, Harry is a sly one. So let's have a look out for him. In the grand scheme of things, but not the best time. They're already lapping these LMGT3 cars as well, and we're only 7 minutes into it, so every 7 or so minutes you're going to see traffic come into fruition, and even more too, because they'll all start to fan out and leave everyone for dead. And look at the slipstream, just trying every single bit of suck he could possibly get was Daniel Benefield. In fact, that's hurt him because he had to get checked up there at the final corner, and now we've got De Silva right alongside him. What is he going to see as he crosses into final turn of Monza? This is incredible stuff. Now he's real close. He's got the best run of the night. He's going to be right in the slipstream here now. Just have to use a bit of energy to see if he can get past him too. Wonder if they're conserving at the moment to see what it is, but you can see it ever so closing, creepily closing further into the gap there. He's not going to go for the move here. He's just going to sit behind and wait for T2 to come his way. We do go flat out into here. And absolutely sing it to the high ends. He's just switched to the inside, now to the outside. Now he's going back to the inside. Oh, that was it. Very, very dicey indeed. You could see what Benefield was doing. He had the line, but he was going any way he possibly could to just defend against De Silva, and did that job excellently. Very, very nice racing indeed from these two. If they keep battling, though, that man there and that big red machine behind him of Colombo will be right on their tail in an absolute blink of an eye. So you've got to keep your eyes out for that one too before that comes to fruition. Else it's all over. Red Rover for you if one guy gets punted off, as it always is in the grand scheme of things. This man is leading the LMGT3 class. That guy there, Russell Ray's, in fact, having a really good tussle. And he's singing to the high heavens because he's got a beautiful gap and clean air in front of him. He's got 2 seconds now over Ash Johnston, second behind him in that Aston Martin, Lindsay Muddles, favourite looking vehicle on planet Earth. And that guy there will be watching from his dinner with Mum for a delayed Mother's Day dinner. So happy delayed Mother's Day to your mother there, Lindsay, as well. Or Mrs. Muddle Senior, whatever you want to call it. And that's just why you have got me tonight here calling all the action. Looks like these boys are having a good old crack at each other in the hypercar class. They're still not letting go of each other, the lead guys. Very, very close indeed. In fact, the traffic's playing havoc with them. Forget me words out. That'd be even better. Blue flag's been shown on the side of the track there. We've got 2 Porsches, in fact, in the way now, these hypercars. And we'll see what they can do. It looks like Benefield's got around them once. So has De Silva. No, he hasn't. De Silva's been held up now. Benefield's going to skip off into the distance. He'll gain about 5 or 6 tenths out of that one as well. So Benefield, a bit of a breather there after navigating some traffic. And he's got to think about what he can do now. We'll have a look at the virtual energy of these guys. Look at them all around that mid-60s to high 60s sort of range. Benefield's still got the best one out of the top 3. So that is something to play into. Lawrence has got 68% as well. Keep an eye out for that man as he goes around. Ron Marshall called it beautifully. And, yep, it is going to be exciting. Look at these LMGT3 cars get past here at the speed of lightning. Wowee, that is just a sight to behold, in fact. And these guys are still racing within 4 or 5 tenths of each other. It's sort of like as soon as Nick De Silva gets within that 2 to 3 tenths, he just can't get the job done. Must be Porsche doing a bit of kamikazing in the aero department. They can't even get past their own car if they want to in the dirty air. So that's something to think about. Come for the end of the race, 49.5 left. That's still a lot to play for and a lot for these boy-os to think about here. And this man is just starting to think about it now. Harry Lawrence, what has he got left in the tank? He's sitting in 7th there. He's just going to use up a little bit less fuel sitting in the slipstream. That's the other thing that Benefield's got to be watching too, his fuel versus his energy, because he's got all that frontal air, just resisting that car the whole way down everywhere he goes. Whereas the guys behind him in De Silva and Colombo, they can just sort of go 97, 96% throttle and still keep up with him. So fuel saving is imperative, but also that virtual energy is imperative too. So we've got to see what these boys can do and get themselves out. The whole LMGT3 class has been lapped at least once now by the lead guys. And Harry Lawrence is really, really trying to get past them now. You can see them weaving in and out, upside down through this. Look at them go past them here now. At the blink of an eye, he's right up the inside. That's defensive there from Hani Curry. Curry's having a good crack here. Oh, that was even contact. Oh, that was nearly a full checkup. They both checked each other up then. Hani Curry nearly lost the arse end, and that was disaster there coming his way. Absolutely fantastic car control. Managed to keep it together, but now Lawrence is really starting to get the boot in. You can see Hani having to go right on the inside there, defense-wise. What is Harry got for this one? Can Lawrence go the switchback? He gets checked up mid-corner, so had to get on the brakes a little bit there. And now he's having a good little suck here. No wing on the back there of Hani Curry's car. That is sensational to see. You can see that looking there, and if we have a look back over the over these boyos as well, over the rear wing, you can see how close here he is. Harry Lawrence is going for it now up the inside. No, he could have got the job done, but that Corvette of I think that was Russell Ray's was right in the way, unfortunately, but he's on the inside. Can he get that job done there over the back wing of this Peugeot that doesn't exist? No. They're going to go line astern. Try to go around the outside of this Harry Lawrence. He's just going to get pushed off there, so not the wisest of move. And here comes Latanzio as well. So we've got a wingless Peugeot, and then we've got a winged Peugeot. Line astern, nearly. A sandwich in between is a BMW, and even Spinazzi's having a good crack at this. A four-way car suckage. Now this is where we're talking about. This is what we want to see. A bit of racing involved here between them. You can see the back view there of the BMW. This is from Nando Latanzio's on board, and you can see them having a triple suck, nearly a four-way suck train going on here. Just eases it into the corner. Then goes for the dart on the exit here to get right up the arse end of these two hypercars. See if he can slingshot his way out through the chicane, but he can't get the job done now. What is Spinazzi looking at the back here now? Is he there? He's just a little bit further away than what Latanzio is to the rear bumper of Harry Lawrence, and Harry Lawrence is 4/10 away from Hani Curry. So it is all happening here. These guys are now having a good old-fashioned tussle here. Who's got the best slipstream? And at the moment, the pace overall is this guy. He's winning that battle. Hani Curry, no wing on the back of that. That thing will be an absolute rocket in a straight line. Wonder how these tyres are going by the end of it. We're only to find out because we have not got that information here. Lindsay Muddle generally gives us a good one, and he is not with me tonight. If he does join, I will be sure to let you know. But, you know, that's just sim racing, isn't it? You never know what's going on, and neither does Harry Lawrence at the moment. He's trying everything. He's going around the outside, going up the inside, and that's an error. That's what he was looking for. Now it's going to be a little bit of a red mist descending here for Harry Lawrence because Hani is 100% holding him up. You can see the flashing of the lights there from Mr. Lawrence, and he's absolutely livid. Livid at the moment. And I'll tell you what, Harry is going to be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Look at the flashing there, just going at every single button he possibly can. He's saying, you just gained an advantage there, son, as you exited the circuit. I'm going to flash you all the way down the front straightaway. Is he going to let him go through his Hani? Yes, he is. So, a change of position there. Hani into 7th, Lawrence into 6th, the wily old fox himself. He's got the clean air in front of him. Has he got the horsepower in the BMW to gallop away down the front straightaway? It's only timing that will tell us, as they say, or only time will tell. Ah, geez, it's all happening. These guys are absolutely racing hammer and tong for sheep stations here at this battle. At the front, it's out to a second now between Benefield and De Silva. Let's see who's been kind on their battery there. At the moment, Colombo has not been. He is the worst of them all, of the 11 left on the field. So he's got something to think about. Lawrence has got 56, and he is tied with Talbot there for that trophy at this stage. Could be interesting to see what it comes to, when it's going to be down. What minute of the race will they be coming into the pits? If it's already at halfway and we're only 15 minutes into this one, you can basically say in probably the next 20 minutes they'll be coming in. And look at Lawrence defending for his life. Absolutely bloody hell! It is absolutely dire stations here, dire straits nearly. Absolute ready to rock and roll, these guys. Can't get the job done. Oh, that was an error there from Lawrence. He just held it together, though. Just started outside, just touched that little bit of gravel, and finally got it done. Finally got that move done that he needed to and defended that position. And he can see now that freight train ever growing again. He's a bit of a cork in the bottle here at the moment. Here's Harry Lawrence. But nonetheless, he'll just keep racing along. He's got 54% left of that virtual energy. So he's okay. He's going to be there. But 20 minutes time, we're going to see them all pit as another Porsche gets in the way of the LMGT3 client. And he's now navigated that beautifully as Hanny Curry and Harry Lawrence racing respectively here. This is the closest battle on the circuit. And it's just sort of starting to peter out a little bit. The two are now separated by an absolute bee's dick, and I think Harry Lawrence there misshift, because here goes Hanny Curry up the inside, right around that at 325 kilometres an hour. These boys heading to T1, flat chat through here as well, not lifting at all, and that is 320 peak speed at the apex there, boys. Harry's gone on the inside, Hanny's on the outside. Hanny and Harry out for a tongue twister, and around the outside he goes, but he's going to have to check himself up, and he does get that job done. Oh, on the slide there too on exit. Now Lawrence is going to have a good crack around the outside. Is it going to be forced wide here in Harry? I don't think he is. They're going to go side by side, and out the other side. Nearly is a BMW. Oh, no, there goes Lawrence. Oh, that is disaster there for Harry Lawrence. You could not read about that. Oh, poor old Harry. He will be absolutely spewing about that. Hanny Curry's just going to have to get a slap on the chin for that one. I'll tell you what. That was not racing in the fairest. That's how I'm going to call it. If I'm wrong, who gives a rat's toss bag? But poor old Harry Lawrence right now is in 9th place. He was in 6th place. And Hanny Curry and him had a Cummings together just as we saw it. Didn't get the other two past him, though, in Latanzio and Spinazzi. But Lawrence now, unfortunately, is that far away down the back straight. A good 300 metres now adrift of where he once could have been. In fact, it's probably more than that. It's nearly a kilometre or half a kilometre now, because you can see where Hanny Curry is, grand scheme of things. Not the most ideal situation there. I think there's going to be some things, maybe some words, maybe some Fs, maybe some Cs, darted around the paddock in the chat. Hopefully not. Hopefully they're just still friends, but who knows? Who knows? You just never know. Russell Ray's 5 seconds out in front. 5.2 seconds out in front, in fact, overall, of everyone else. Brooks is his next one. The two Corvettes really coming to their genuine playfield here for this race. And Chris Donnelly in the McLaren in 3rd place. What happened? Just tell me, what happened to the Aston Martin? Did we miss that? Oh, geez, I hope not. That'd be a disaster there. Did we miss something happen to the Aston Martin? He was right in 2nd place. And I think it was this. No, it wasn't that man. Jeez Louise. No, can't find him. Oh. It was this man, Ash Johnston. DNF'd out of this one. We missed it. We missed what Ashley was doing. Oh, disaster. He was in 2nd place there overall, but Liam Brooks has been promoted, and he's got to chase down Russell Ray's now, who's good 5.2 seconds up the road. And now the lead here is real close. Benefield versus De Silva was out to 1 second just about a lap and a half ago, and now it's within 2/10. You can see the two Porsches having a good crack here. De Silva trying the outside line now. If he gets a run here, he's going to be able to make this overtake stick. This could be a change for the lead here. It is. That is Benefield getting done by De Silva. De Silva had to lock up and send smoke signals though to get the job done. But as he points it at the other side, has he got enough exit? He's full defensive mode there on Benefield. Oh, that was dicey stuff, but they got a job done there. Beautiful. I reckon there for that time in point, it would have been a little bit of brand pants moment there for Nick De Silva, because he saw that there was just the smallest of overlaps between himself and Benefield. But now this is your new race leader, ladies and gentlemen. Overall, and in his class, Nick De Silva taking the chockies. Porsche 1-2 at the moment. Colombo way down there in 3rd place. 5 seconds adrift of these boyos. But now it is a race on, and you can see the queue at this moment of those LMGT3 cars coming their way. And you can see how quickly they dispose of them. That is De Silva past 1. He's going to get to the perfect point on the track to get past this next McLaren in front of him. Right at the apex there. Can he get the job done? He can indeed. Now he's going to get a little bit of a suck down the front straightaway. In fact, he's going to get a bigger one there too, because he will now be passing that Corvette, and that is beautiful jobs. Absolutely sensational stuff from him. So he gallops away, gets the job done. 3/10 away behind him is Benefield now as we ride on board. In fact, it's time for me to take a breather. I've been speaking non-stop bloody for the last 45 minutes, I reckon. And I'm going to have a quick sip of the beverage, and let's watch this battle absolutely heat up, ladies and gentlemen. Turn up the volumes, because it's going to be on like Donkey Kong here with some of these LMGT3 cars coming into the playing distance of these hypercars. Let's see how they can do it. That is as close as you ever want to get to having an overtake completed by Benefield. You can see that De Silva was locking up his front left-hand tyre in the process as well. He's done that twice, trying to, well, once overtaking and then second trying to defend his position. Excuse me. So, something to think about for him in the lead there. That tyre is starting to get a little bit more like a 50-cent piece, I would say, vibrating its way at 328 kilometres an hour. Not the most ideal thing, but nonetheless, they will still be racing hammer and tong. These two are not letting go of each other. Nearly identical on pace overall when it comes to racing. It's beautiful stuff. Unfortunately, Benefield's going to get held up here by the LMGT3, so that's a massive breather there for De Silva. Oh, geez, we'll be singing to the high heavens about that. 1 second away now. They've only been split by a maximum of 1 second for the whole race. This is the biggest margin of this event so far between P1 and 2 in the hypercar class. So something to think about now for Benefield. Can he do the undercut if he comes in and pits early? Or are they just going to come in at the same time and follow each other? He has got the fastest lap of the race, as Benefield. So a big pace shouting department comes his way with a 126.6 exactly on his department. So something for him to have a good look about. These guys in the LMGT3 class are all split by an average of about 5 or 6 seconds each. This is the closest battle on the circuit now between Donnelly and Brooks, who we just saw in the frame there, and now they're also in the frame also. So these guys can get up into the podium positions pretty comfortably if they just stick it as it is. But is it going to be on between Brooks and Donnelly? It's only a matter of time. It's only 1.2 seconds now. And you can see the blue flag's been emitted around the circuit for that Aston Martin in front of Liam Brooks. But Russell Reyes has dominated this race so far. He is way out there in front. What is he? I think he is 6.6 seconds away from anyone on my time in tower. On that time in tower, it says 6.2. I'll just look at what it is telling me in the overlays department. But nonetheless, it's great to have you all with us tonight. Good to see you. Johnny, I think that is from AC Karting in there. Todd Maloney, good to see you as well. Unfortunately, DNFing again. That's not the best. Bazina. Yeah, it looks like good fun, mate. I'll tell you what it is over at ASA. Join their Discord, Australian Sim Sport Alliance. Should be in the description down below. We've got Phil Coates there as well, Multi-Pilot. G'day, mate. And Mr. Moore. Thanks for the cheering on, mate. Love you too. In the straight department, that is for sure. And it's good racing overall tonight. We've seen a good battle at the front there in the hypercar class. It's just petered out to 1.1 seconds at least. But that will come back. Don't you worry about that. That is going to be one of the better battles to watch for the whole night. All those splits there that you're seeing on your screen are to each other. And we can see there that Latanzio and Hanikuri are still having a good old tussle between each other. They're not letting go of each other, I tell you that much at the moment. In fact, it is not him. It is Latanzio and Hanikuri, if I can get to the right car. 2 Peugeots, one wingless, one with one. So one's cockless and the other one's got one. I think the cock at the moment is holding him down in the straight line, but it might help him through the corners with that extra weight. We'll see where it is. This is after 8:30, ladies and gentlemen, so we can basically go and say whatever the hell we want here on the stream in terms of the YouTube land. But these guys are looking very, very comfortable in their own cars at the moment. Peugeots, line astern there. P6 and P7, respectively, for those. We've got Talbot Atkins, 2 Porsches in 5th and 4th. Colombo, the lonely guy, in 3rd. He's actually getting caught a little bit now by Scotty Atkins. Nathan Atkins, sorry. I keep thinking of Scott Atkins, the actor. But Nathan is there in 4th place, only 1.2 seconds away now from Colombo. So what has happened to Harry? Mohammed has just got past LMGT3 that held him up for a little bit. And you can see at this point in time, it is the perfect time for him to get past that McLaren right at the braking marker here into the final turn. He's going to get that job done. Now I think Nathan Atkins is going to get held up a little bit as we speak. No, in fact, he doesn't really get held up now. It's only 0.6 of a second between these two. What has Colombo got left in the tank? Right on board here from the rear wing camera, just over the back of the driver capsule. And you can see that Porsche getting ever so closer here now. Only within 0.5 now of this guy too. So very, very much a straight line car is the Porsche tonight. The Ferrari not living up to its expectations in that pace department, but definitely navigates through the tight, twisty sections here at Monza. The slower to mid-corner speeds in this car are elite. And you can see here now, just squirreling under brakes there was Mohammed. And you can see Atkins just ever creeping so much closer until he did that. And that is the error that Mohammed would be praying for at the moment. Singing to the high heavens about that one too. But the lead is now under 7/10 between De Silva and Benefield. So Benefield has cranked on the horsepower. Let's see how much energy these boys have got left in the tank. De Silva's used the most out of everyone. Harry Lawrence did come into the pits after going in, getting spun, and then he's going for the long run here with 68% left. This could be a salvation for Harry Lawrence. Ron Marshall, this could be something you might have a good little think about. I'll tell you that much. Because that could be something to go on. Thanks for the compliment there, Mr. Phillip. It's good to have you there as well. Can't beat Zach at commentary. And I certainly can't beat him in a race either. Well, mate, that's okay. I am always happy to see you on the circuit. Doesn't matter where you come, mate. It's always a pleasure to see you racing out there. And flying as well. Flying as well. Don't worry about that. That guy is a Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane specialist. And he doesn't let us forget about it, that's for sure. And you can see this gap here now is definitely not been forgotten about too, because in that rear vision mirror of Nick De Silva's car, here's another Porsche, and it's white with green tinges, and it's Benefield. So he's coming at a rate of knots. 0.3 now. Here's the gap. So this is... Oh, no, Benefield's off the circuit. Oh, he just lost it there at the last moment. And a breather again for De Silva. Oh, geez, he'll be singing to the high heavens about that one. He's got another little bit of breathing space too. He's gone defensive. No, he hasn't. He's got past an LMGT3 car. I was wondering what he was doing. But that is all over, bar the shouting at the moment for the battle of the lead. This one, however, though, is not. Latanzio versus Hanikuri. Wing and wingless. Cock and cockless, I'm going to call them for tonight. And you can see that cockless is well and truly out in front. He's doing his best moves to try and get around those LMGT3 cars at a rate of knots here. He's not going to get the job done here, though, so that's going to queue him up. Oh, no! That was contact into the LMGT3 car from Latanzio. Oh, geez, and now Curry's got absolutely checked up. So here he goes. We've got Dickless and Dix ready to race each other. Now they're going for a drag race. Who's got the bigger one? We'll find out. Whoever gets their nose in front wins in the girth department. And it looks like the Wang is going to get in front there. Oh, just at this moment, 94 versus 93. But he's gone off the circuit and he's absolutely shriveled back in there. Got too cold in the pants. And now he is basically out of this battle for this point in time. Wowee. All the innuendos are going to come out now. I can guarantee you that. Bugger it. It's all after 8:30. I'm here by myself. And Alamu's absolutely popping off here. De Silva's only got 16% battery left. He needs some more blue pills at the moment because he's going to get well and truly undercut here if Benefield goes straight in first. But at the moment, Latanzio versus Hani Curry, it is dead set a race on. And it's only over the minor positions here, but they're still going hammer and tong. They do not care. They absolutely do not care. I can guarantee you that. 0.8 of a second out the front between Benefield and Big Balls himself, Nick De Silva. And they're racing very, very nicely indeed. These LMGT3 cars are just having a little bit of a field day out there, sort of a Sunday drive. Not much going on. In fact, sweet fuck all is going on out there in the LMGT3 cars at the moment. All separated within that, and then I say that, and the timing tower nearly gave me a heart attack because that is Nick Hill, who was right up there with Lachlan Andrews, and that's the first bit of action we've seen from the LMGT3 cars so far tonight. But it's courtesy of Nick Hill. Definitely not sending it where the green stuff is. He's sending it into the concrete. Unfortunately for him, he's gone down a position. Lachlan Andrews is taken away and taken off into the distance. And if that's some damage on that car, that will be Adam Hardy, who's sitting right behind him there. You can see him now coming into frame in the McLaren. Will be all over him like a rash to the proverbial, nonetheless. And these guys are really, really starting to maybe give us something in the lull of proceedings that comes around at every goodness gracious me race. It's just something that it peters off. And then it absolutely explodes like a firecracker. Just dead set in the fair dinner department. Just goes nuts. And that is what we want to see. We want to see action. We want to see drivers going hammer and tong. And at the moment, it's absolutely a dead set stalemate out there at the moment. No one's passing anyone. No one's getting in the way of anyone. We've had a crash there before. And we're looking here at the racing between Benefield and De Silva for the lead. Closest gap on the circuit at the moment, 0.9 of a second between them. Atkins is climbing all over the back of Colombo there too now. So this could be interesting between Colombo and Atkins. Also, 0.7 of a second only separates those two as they come down the back straight now. And you can see Mohammed just weaving a little bit left and right, trying to break the toe of Mr. Atkins. And I don't think that's done him any harm, although it has crept down to 0.5 of a second. So 0.2 out of him, and the Porsche is really, really on song here tonight. Really on song. So we'll see what they can do. Can it be a Porsche 1, 2, 3 with 26 minutes left to go in this one? Only beggars belief will tell us. And when that fat lady sings and the checkered flag is waved, that's when it all comes to the end result. 0.3 now. So another 0.2 just alone on the straights here, the Porsche versus Ferrari. That's a massive gap. Just in straight line bunda. For sure, and you can see Atkins now setting the quickest purple sector of the race overall because he's right in the toe here of Mohamed Colombo. Good battle here. This could be interesting. Mohamed had a little bit of a mare last round and just lost it once and then lost it again and again as well. So he slipped down from second all the way down to fifth, unfortunately for him, just with the pressure coming his way. But it's well and truly on again now that the tap has opened for sure. You can see at the moment, looking from the hood cam here of Mr. Atkins, you can see he's well and truly right going to be there because that Porsche is 100% holding up proceedings. So he's gone for the slingshot. He's backed it out and then just tried to propel himself on exit. Great racing brain there. That is a full chess move in front. And I think Mohammed's just going to have to give this one up for now. He hasn't seen him coming. Down the inside here goes Atkins on Colombo. Colombo gives no fight whatsoever. He's going to try and go for the reverse switchback and get that job done, but he can't. And that is a Porsche into third place. Porsche 1, 2, 3 here, and Benefield is in the pits. So Benefield's the first one to blink. He's going to undercut, as I said and predicted correctly, mind you. He's going to do that and see where he comes out. He's out in fifth place. He's still in fifth. He's going to get past a little bit at the moment. Where is he? There he is, still sitting there. doing sweet bugger all. It is an absolute lifetime when you're sitting in the pits after going 320 kilometres an hour. Then you just sit there stationary for all that time. So he's going to end up basically at the back of the pack. But that's okay because you can see what Harry Lawrence has done too. So Harry Lawrence pitted early, and he is where is he? He's rounding that back straight. So he's still a fair way off. I think at this rate, he could probably end up coming in. If he's got enough virtual energy here, he might even get a podium. Beggar's belief, Harry Lawrence, he might get a podium here. We'll find out because with that gap that he's got in front of him, between himself and Benefield, it's only 23 seconds. Only 23 seconds from the guy who was in first place. After circulating around all of this time and being dead set in ninth, he's only 20-odd seconds away. So that could be interesting when these other guys come into play. He might be able to undercut someone. In fact, now look at this. The big cock-off again is happening here between Cock and Cockless. Going for it down the back straightaway here into the final turn. It's the Girth who wins that one in the pleasure department, and 100% is there because here comes Spinazzi right there with him too, and they're going for a drag race unless Spinazzi comes into the pits. No, he doesn't. So it's Toyota versus the two Peugeots, Frenchies versus the Japs, and I'll tell you what, who's going to eat the most snails? It's going to be the Frenchies. I'll tell you that much because they got two abreast in front of them. So a really, really good tussle here between these guys. Really, really racing for sheep stations. You can see the Cockless Peugeot just absolutely fly down that front straightaway. That is the difference between having that big black skateboard ski looking thing on the back and not. And he's got the job done there, or has he? No, they've squeezed each other. And that is wide there for poor old Hani Curry. Curry's lost 2 places. Could have had 1 and he's lost 2. And it is now the Toyota splitting the middle of the Peugeots here for this one. De Silva has only got 2% battery left. Where is he in the grand scheme of things? Right at the point of not. The vinegar stroke here for the empty department is coming the Porsche's way. He's going to dove it into the pits now for sure and refill, replenish. And we're going to watch out for this one because we've got Benefield, who's going to be coming through 55 seconds off the lead. And that could decrease at a rate of knots if these guys are there. And Nathan Atkins too, really, really getting pressured by Jeremy Talbot. And Nathan Atkins actually has had a mare himself. He's come out of that and lost a few places. In he comes to the pits now. He was in front of Colombo and he nearly blocks it up, speeds into the pit lane. Maybe he has, in fact, too. That could be a penalty coming his way. Oh, it's all starting to spice up now. I told you that lull in proceedings just generally just gives us more action as we speak, and it's happening now. Spinazzi isn't in 6th place, just now takes over that 4th place position from Atkins and De Silva. De Silva's now coming out of the pits himself. So where is Daniel Benefield? He's rounding the final turn now. Where is Atkins? No, where is De Silva? Sorry. He is now out onto the front straightaway. He goes. Benefield's there. So we'll see where he comes out in the grand scheme of things. Has the undercut worked for Benefield versus De Silva? No, it has not. Not at this rate, but he's not too far away. We've got to keep in mind that those tyres will be as cold as an Eskimo's dick. And on the Toyota there, of Nick De Silva. And Benefield's got them well and truly warmed up. He's 4.5 seconds now adrift. You can see Benefield just there, and that was De Silva in the foreground. Oh, this could be exciting. 3.9 seconds it is now between these two. What is the go? I can tell you what, at this stage, where is Harry Lawrence? He's only 5 seconds off Nathan Atkins too. So now he's in the play here for a podium. Once all these guys come into the pits, is Talbot versus Colombo going to come in themselves? They have to. They've only got the amount of energy left to get them round one more lap, actually. In fact, they're all risking it here. 5% battery each. Now it's all just a matter of who can deploy it the least. And it looks like that Ferrari is 100% a brick in the straight line versus the Porsche. Rocking and rolling now. Look at this. Nearly door banging, wheel banging each other down the front straightaway. They go into T1, 320 kilometres an hour, basically on entry. It's going to be an advantage here to Talbot because Colombo's on the wrong side of the circuit here. Who's going to outbrake one another? Oh, that was Mohamed Colombo. Very, very brave on the brakes. Can he get it pulled up? He just does at the point of perfect time for the apex to then go defensive here and keep himself in P1 effectively here. Only provisionally though. Oh, that's a nudge there again from Talbot. Oh, now that Porsche's got to get right out of the way. He does perfect timing there for both of them. You can see them fighting here, absolutely thinking that they're both going to miss out on dinner. They don't come first or second each. And it's a beautiful drive there. Colombo fighting all tooth and nail style. You can see that we've got Latanzio coming out of the pits, Spinazzi coming out of the pits now as well, and Gattero too, and Hani Kuri. So we've got Kuri there, we've got Spinazzi just there, and then we've got Harry Lawrence coming, rounding now. Look at that man. He has jumped those 3 cars already. Atkins, he's still trying to get his way around. No, Atkins has got his thing replenished. So at the moment, I told you, Harry Lawrence, he is on for a podium. By the time Talbot and Colombo keep fighting their way through this one, they're going to have to come into the pits at the same time. It's advantage Colombo here just as they come into that pit straight. Now De Silva, Benefield are all driving this one. Atkins, where is Harry Lawrence in comparison? He's only 5 seconds away from Nathan. Can he get that job done? Benefield is still 4 seconds away from Nick De Silva, who is effectively going to be in P1 as he... Oh, geez, that camera nearly gave me vertigo. So he rounds the final turn while Colombo and Talbot are sitting in the pits. And it's racing resumed here. They're still in that. So Harry Lawrence is effectively now going to be in 4th place. He's got 4.9 seconds to make up if he can get himself back onto the podium. Geez, what a story that would be. That guy dead set in 9th, pits early, and has gained 4 positions. No, 5 position in fact. And now he's sitting overall in 4th place. Beautiful stuff from Harry Lawrence by the time these guys come out. So, lovely, lovely stuff. You can see them now racing. Look at this, bumping and grinding out of the pits. Both of them, Colombo and Talbot, not friends at all. You can see there that Talbot was not happy. Colombo 100% just skipped off into the distance, so he'll be breathing an absolute sigh there. Oh, geez, that's incredible stuff. Oh, you just can't write about it here at the moment for these guys. But hang on, what's happened here? Have I completely called this wrong? I probably have I? Maybe I have. I thought Harry Lawrence was going to be on for a podium, and he's just stuffed it up anyway. So, anyway, nonetheless, that's all over by the shouting. Congratulations, Zach. You've just stuffed everyone's hopes and dreams of Harry Lawrence maybe getting a podium there. But Talbot versus Colombo, race on. Only a second between them. Benefield versus De Silva is 4 seconds between those guys as well. But in fact, Russell Reyes is now going to come out of the pits and resume the lead here of the LMGT3 class. Beautiful driving from him. He's dominated from the start, has this man. It's been 35 minutes or thereabouts of racing, and he's leading this one by a country mile. There is Benefield coming through, and you can see him right at that perfect point, just getting past Russell Reyes, and on he goes. But tell you what, look at this. It's on again between these two. Absolutely fighting to the high heavens is Colombo versus Talbot. The final step on the podium effectively now is that for these two. If they come together, Harry Lawrence could jump them both if they both spin out. So we've got to stick around and just hoping to the high heavens that these guys can basically get themselves ready to fight, but then fight cleanly. And it looks like Colombo's got past one, and he's going to get past the second one. And look at poor old Talbot getting held up there at a rate of knots by that McLaren. Unfortunately, wrong timing for that car to be on the racetrack for him. Jeez, you just can't write about it. And he's lost it again there. So he's full on seeing the red mist now. Colombo's just skipped away. 2 seconds up the road now. Gone. See you later. Atkins versus Gattero. Very, very much in this one too. So poor old Atkins had a mare. I think he did speed into the pits, in fact. That's why he's way back down there. In 10th place, had to take another trip through pit lane, unfortunately, is what I'm hearing, unless I'm wrong. But they're all going to get there on the virtual energy scale, and you can see there that Gattero is kind of letting Atkins go. He's not really letting him go. I thought he did let him go, but he didn't. And now Atkins is going to have a good old crack at him and go for the move here. The closest battle on the circuit are these two. You can see the slipstream happening. Alpine versus Porsche. No match for the Porsche in a straight line. Job done, one and done here for him. If he can get on the brakes perfectly up into that quick... Oh, no, they're going side by side. Oh, that's dicing with death there for sure. But they got it done just at the moment. Now they're going to go for another suck battle here too. This is going to be exciting. This is Atkins right on the rear clacker here of Gattero. Let's see what we can see on board here. You can see the Alpine going defensive there. But it's going to be advantage here under brakes. Surely for the Porsche, no. Very, very strong under brakes there is Gattero versus Atkins. Just not confident there in the Porsche at the moment. But they're going to go side by side. And if we've seen the drag race tonight, it looks like the Porsches are the quicker ones on the circuit. at this stage once they get to top speed, but he's going to slot in behind him anyway and go for that. Now, that was a dumb move there. That was dumb from Guterres because now, look, he's on the wrong side of the circuit. And is he going to sandwich poor old big man in between his LMGT3? No, he doesn't. Brave stuff there from Atkins. Just sings it all. Hey, everything. The Porsche's around there in the background, spinning off at a rate of knots. Oh, geez, that's disaster there. Caught in live in 4K, unfortunately. Lost every bit of fruition he possibly could there, did that guy. I don't know who it was. Was it, I don't know if it was Hardy, I can't remember. Or if it was Phil Rando, maybe. No, not even Phil Rando. I've lost the plot now. It doesn't matter. But anyway, it could have been Hill, in fact, that was off in, and he's DNF. So he's out of that one. Jake Baldwin's also DNF too. So the actor's love child not doing anything special there. And look at these two have a crack at each other now. It's back on. Not friends on the circuit tonight is Talbot and Colombo. I'll give you the hot tip. Not anything giving between these two. No friends, no love, no war. Just absolutely fighting for sheep stations over the final step on the podium here with 13 and a bit left. If they keep battling like this, Harry Lawrence is going to be right there because he's only 3.9 seconds away now. So it was 6. Now it's 3.9. They keep battling like this, ladies and gentlemen. Harry's going to be in for a podium. If they keep going, look at that. They are shaving tenths of seconds off each time they keep doing that. It is now about 3.2 seconds. It was 3.5. Now it's only 3.2. If they keep doing this stuff, they're going to draw Harry Lawrence into it, and we could have a three-way battle for third place on our hands. Boy, oh boy, will that be something to behold there if we can do that. That would be cracking stuff. But I think it's time. I'm just going to have a break here for the and call it for the last 12 and a half minutes. Well, by the time I come back, it'll be about 11. What are these boys going to do? Well, just right on board with this man, just really, really singing it and fanging it around this circuit. Here's Jeremy Talbot. Him and Colombo are going to come to bearings very, very soonly. So before they do that, turn the volumes up, sit back, and I'll have a chat to you in the YouTube land. Oh, geez, fair dinkum. Turn it up, these two. Not letting go of each other at all. It's been a fantastic race for these guys tonight. Under 10 minutes to go. I'll be with you for the whole remainder of this race. Commentating beautifully here. If you haven't already, please, for the love of goodness gracious me, give us a like and a subscribe for this video. Please, it goes a long way. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers now. We hit the 1,000, but 1,100 is good. And every 100 from there forth to get ourselves up to 2K would be great. Really, really appreciate it. Tell your friends and family about it and get them on board for the racing event tonight. And these guys are going for sheep stations here. I can guarantee you that much. They're not letting go of each other one iota in the fair dinkum department. It's a beautiful thing to see. De Silva out in front by 3 seconds over Benefield so far. Colombo and Talbot is the battle we're looking at right now in the hypercar class. They're giving us all the action. The LMGT3s have given us sweet F all tonight. Unfortunately for them, just Sunday drives around there, and that's what this circuit brings when you're in an LMGT3. They need that extra chicane to make it interesting, but the hypercars just go off pure speed, and that is when the racing comes to fruition. We saw it at Le Mans as well, absolutely singing to the high heavens, and look at Talbot. Right up the clacker now, Colombo. Colombo's pressure point is at boiling at the moment. He's about to burst a bubble. If he can hold off this amount of pressure for this long, that would have to be, for tonight, I would say it is drive of the evening if Colombo can keep himself in P3, and equal place would be for Talbot, and he just goes off the road there just a little bit. Didn't hamper him too much, though, on exit, but these two would equal my vote for driver of the day. I'll give you the hot tip. But nonetheless, still racing. 8 minutes and 13 left in this one. A bit of a stalemate out in front in both classes. You can see Ray's there a good 10 seconds out in front of Donnelly. Brooks is 2.3 seconds away from Brooks at the moment. From Donnelly, sorry, is Brooks. But we've had a few DNFs, and you can see we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about eight DNFs tonight. Not good enough, boys. Keep racing around, because we had 29 of yous on the circuit tonight. Great showing, but even though you've had some trials and tribulations in motorsport, you always get back out there and have a crack and keep those points tallies up for the season. Goes a long way, and you're only going to get better for it. The more experience you can get cutting laps anyway around a circuit, just excusing it for a race, and he's going to benefit you in the grand scheme of things. And look at now. No, Muhammad hasn't gone defensive enough here. He's just let the door open, just that little bit enough for Talbot to go up the inside. And this is a change for the position for the final podium. Oh no, Talbot's locked it all up, crossed it up on exit. He's going to have to give that place back now to Colombo. Oh, if he got that move done, he would have just sailed off into the distance, but he just crossed it up at the last minute. And those tyres are going to be hot under the collar on the rear department for Talbot. We've still only half a second, though, between the both of them. So, really, really close racing here. You can see how fast and hard these guys are pushing it just to the limit and beyond. Really, really battling for sheep stations here tonight. It's been a cracking event so far. It's awesome stuff. They're keeping it clean to the best of it and just staying behind each other and then trying to get in front. And they're doing it without much contact. They're going off the road, not trying to be heroes and, losing the talent department and overweighing in their ambition. But it is really on. Look and see Colombo just now goes defensive. You can see him coming from a mile away. Now they're going to go too wide. Oh, no, there's a contact. There's a bit of door banging. Unfortunately, that is Colombo now. He's got a little bit of side damage. So will Talbot too. So just equaling each other's performance in the straight line department, I reckon, at the moment. And it's beautiful to see. They're going hard. They're not leaving anything to imagine about what could have been. Bugger it. They're going, nothing's going to be left to their imagination. They're having a good old crack. Now you can see the slipstreams coming to fruition. There's the Porsche up the inside. Is he going to squeeze Muhammad Colombo on the outside? There's a Porsche as well. Oh, no, they come together, and they're both off. Oh, disaster for the both of them. Colombo survived, but no, he's taken out an LMGT3 car in the process. Oh, that was absolutely dead set poor from all of them. Colombo's got out in the better department, though. Unfortunately for him, he's going to be right there, and he's going to take P3, or is he? Because right now, it looks like you've got another bit of change of lead department. You can see Harry Lawrence right there on the back of Colombo now. Talbot is out of the equation, trying to go too hard. Both of them around the corner. Just a full-on racing collision there, an incident. I told you something was going to happen. If it didn't happen, it would have been sensational racing. But absolute scenes here at Sensational TV and ASA. That Colombo car of the Ferrari will be absolutely damaged as hell. You can see him losing everything. He's trying to cut at every corner because he's got no front downforce left. Harry Lawrence can see a podium now. The sly old fox, as Ron Marshall likes to call him, is well and truly in a position here now to take P3 after all those trials and tribulations of motorsport. Wow. What is going on here at ASA? I'll tell you what, that is cracking stuff. Let's see how much that Ferrari is hurt down the straight here with that aero damage. He surely has, because that thing would be now basically a flying brick. The BMW hasn't got much more in it at this stage. The straight line really, really hurting the BMW of Lawrence, but he's only within a tenth now, and these LMGT3 cars are there. Can Colombo see Harry coming? Oh, they've even made contact there too. It's Colombo versus Lawrence, and I think Lawrence has got the chockies over him as well. Can he keep it together now? No, he can't. He has to skip to the infield. Then he's bumped Colombo out of the way. Has Harry Lawrence, but they're going to go. Lawrence does redress that position. Colombo resumes P3, but Lawrence has definitely got the chockies. 4 minutes left in this one. Still a good lead there for De Silva over Benefield, but now Harry Lawrence is in the prime position to take P3. What can he do? Holy mackerel, it's anyone's imagination at this stage. Talbot's come into the pits and he's boxing for damage. That car will be absolutely stuffed. I'll give you the hot tip. I was going to say the other one, but I'll keep it G-rated for everyone at home. Nonetheless, you can see now that Ferrari is hurting, and Lawrence has well and truly got the best possible position in his lifetime here so far tonight in Monza to take that podium away from Colombo. Can he do it though? That is the big question. We'll see what he's looking at on board, see the car behaviour of Colombo. You can see Colombo, he 100% has got some aero damage because he's cutting every corner right to the nth degree of track limits on the inside so he can maximise his exit speed to take advantage of any pace he does have left. But look at the straight line speed now. This BMW 325, 6, 7, 8, nearly 330 kilometers an hour. Around the outside he goes. Trailer Park Girl move style. This is the move here for P3, and I think Lawrence is going to get the chockies now. He's 100% just got to get it braked earlier than Colombo does here and not overshoot the entrance into the chicane. They go too wide, giving each other racing room. Colombo's gone off the circuit. He's going to have to give that position back, surely, Mohammed, because he did the same for you in Lawrence the last lap, and he does. So now it is Lawrence skipping away, potentially. Not saying it's guaranteed, but potentially skipping away from Mohamed Colombo, unless by some miracle Alan Mew has not given him any damage, because that is... Oh, no! Oh, geez, that was nearly a three-peat of what we just saw before. Now it's a drag race. Colombo's on the inside of poor old Harry Lawrence, who's going to break first into the chicane. This is brave to go too deep into it in a hypercar at least. Oh, they do. Harris has gone all crossed up there, so he had to really get on the anchors to pull it up. 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in this one, and Colombo's not going down without a fight. I'll give you the hot tip. Absolutely sing it to the high heavens. Lawrence's best lap is a 1:27.1. And then you've got Colombo's with a 1:27.0. So they're nothing in the pace department overall. But that Ferrari somehow staying on the track here. Colombo doesn't seem to have the damage we thought he did. But you can see right now, geez, this is as close as he's ever been here as Harry Lawrence. So he's going to surely skip into that. I keep pressing the wrong button. And you can see here now on the... oh, not on that camera. That's a bad Alan. You have to get that one sorted, that's for sure. But it looks like here now it's a drag race. And he's on the better side of the road here is Harry. He's going to go around the outside and hopefully get it into T2. What are these boys going to do? Is it going to be another Groundhog Day moment? Under brakes, we can see them now fighting the cars, getting squirrely under it as well. Colombo's just going to try and sail around the outside. Doesn't get the job done. He's going to have to give that position back once more to him. Flashes a light, says, come back through. This could be a game of chess here for Colombo. He's just going to let it go. Oh, that was too dicey there as well. Now they come together and redress once more. Two redresses in two corners, because I think Colombo just got a bit too fast there before Lawrence had any sort of acceleration point. And now it's only 0.2 of a second. Now it's a suck train again. Has the BMW got enough beans in the straight line, pushing all that solid brick wall of air in front of him? Or is Colombo got a little bit of a slipstream to help himself get the toe down all the straights? I'm not too sure if it's going to hurt anyone, but these LMGT3 cars couldn't come at a better or maybe a worse time for him. As we go down the back straightaway here now, you can see Lawrence just darting his way through, gets past one, gets past two, job done. And so do both of them. In fact, I think Harry would have been singing to the high heavens there for the oh no, he's off the fence, he's off the road, and he's going to lose all that momentum. Is Harry? He had the win, he had the P3 in the bag, and now it's down to the last lap because the timer is about to tick down to 0 and the leaders have already gone past, so we've got one more lap to go. But now it's a drag race here. You can see Colombo right on the wheelhouse, on the clacker there of this man in front of him in Harry Lawrence. You can see it close as you want to be, 328 kilometers an hour into T1. Is Harry going to go on the defensive line? No, he's not. He thinks he's got enough room, but no, Colombo just dummied him to maybe outbraking himself. No, Lawrence gets it pulled up. Beautifully job done there from him. Has there been any answer now left in the bank for Mohamed Colombo to get his P3 back? I don't think there is. 2.1 seconds of difference between Benefield and De Silva. But this battle here has been raging on for the last 3 or 4 laps. There was a massive one between Talbot and Colombo. They came together and Talbot's DNF'd in the process. Colombo survived it. And it looks like Harry Lawrence, from dead set 9th on the grid, pitted early, is going to come through and get that goddamn podium that he always wanted. And it was already done because De Silva has won the race. Daniel Benefield has come second. Beautifully job done. Sorry we missed you, boys, but we're focused on this one here. And it's still on here. It's not over because Colombo is right up his clacker. No! What are you doing, Harry? Muhammad's going to send it up the inside. He should know that. He's gone to slide there. Is Colombo too. You can see the that body language there. But who's going to get on the last bit of power for a drag race down to the final start-finish line? It's Ferrari versus BMW as they cross the line. Oh! Don't tell me Colombo's got it! He got it over the line, did Muhammad Colombo. You are kidding me. Did Harry Lawrence just miss out by the smallest of margins? Oh, you're joking me. That is a photo finish and a half there. What a race between these two. That Ferrari would have been damaged as hell. And at the final point of knot, it looks like Muhammad Colombo has got the chockies over the big man himself in Harry Lawrence. As Russell Ray's crossed the start-finish line, he has done so now. He has won his race. Chris Donnelly 15 seconds behind him, but he's got a little bit of a fight on his hands there too because Liam Brooks is coming at a rate of knots over him. Is this going to be the last thing? Oh, Brooksy just got crossed up on the final turn there, and he will have to settle for third. Chris Donnelly gets second place. Beautiful stuff. Great racing. But let's have a look at the final standings. And guess what? Muhammad Colombo got it. He got it by, oh, what is that? That is a 10th over Harry Lawrence in the end for third place. Nothing left in that one at the end of it. Photo finish, in fact. Wowee. That was incredible. I can't believe that Muhammad Colombo got the jockeys back over him. Did Harry Lawrence lift? Did he make an error on the final corner? That is something that we will never know, and only they will be able to tell us about, that's for sure. But that is your final standings here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the race. Nick De Silva wins it over Benefield by a good 2 seconds there in the end. Muhammad Colombo and Harry Lawrence, you are joking me. In fact, no, it wasn't. It wasn't even. It was 200ths of a second, ladies and gentlemen. 200ths of a second between those two. Goodness gracious me. It's an official B's dick as they cross the line together. Spinazzi gets through in 5th place. He'll be happy with that. Hani Kuri in the cockless Peugeot gets 6th place. Shawnee Jacobs, Nathan Atkins in 7th and 8th for the last two of the Porsches. Gutierrez in 9th and Lattanzio in 10th with Talbot DNFing after that massive incident with Colombo, who pipped Lawrence for 3rd. Russell Ray's, Donnelly and Brooks around out your top 3 for LMGT3. Dreyer, Hardy and Lachlan Andrews. Top 6, Benny Collins, Jeff Dickinson and Ricky Packham. Phil Rando round out your top 10. And Jake Baldwin, Nick Hill, Ash Johnson, Graham Hill, Rifki Afia, Glastonbury, Atkinson and Lammerman all DNF'd that one. But what a finish to that one. Didn't fail to leave me not excited, that's for sure. A dead set draw, I would say, there between Colombo and Lawrence for P3. And Colombo got the chockies over him. But what a fight back from Harry Lawrence. Great driving from him. Colombo and Talbot having the biggest crash so far of the season at speed too. And that is another sequence of events here for LMU Mondays here at Sensational TV. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, LMU's just dying on me, so they've kicked us out already. But we'll be back here for Sensational TV on Wednesday for the Wednesday Cup. So stick around for that. That is what you want. But that racing is going to be hard to top from tonight, even though the Wednesday Cup is beautiful. But geez Louise, what a finish. P3 for Muhammad Colombo, P4 for Harry Lawrence. Thank you for everyone tuning in tonight. Thanks for MVE Sim Racing tuning in. Ron Marshall, yep, that was close, and thanks for the compliment there too. What a beautiful drive there from all and sundry, and it's another week done for the LMU series. But for now, it's goodbye. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Been happy to call the action with you. It's been a cracker. And Sensational TV will be back in a couple of days, Wednesday Cup style. Don't you go anywhere for that one. Munro and myself will be in the commentary box. But for now, I've been Zach O'Reilly. Guess what? You're not. This has been another iteration of Sensational Broadcasting for ASA's Monday series. Love you having you with me, and I will see you in a couple of days. As always, keep it flat out.